Well, hello, welcome to this week's ITL. Yeah, this is the first time we're shooting in the living room. I don't do this very often. Ah, me, the way that I've been feeling, a little more comfortable, easier to breathe inside the living room. Got the air conditioner running in here. Figured shoot in the living room. Ah, hope y'all, hope all of you are having a great week. It's kind of rainy, muggy outside. Uh, not not my kind of weather. Not my kind of weather at all. Fighting to make it so I can get the fencing up, but we'll see. We'll see. It's all in the weather, though. I did come across something. The missus got me. I figured something that I'd never even thought of getting because, well, I do things the old way. But the wife, it's like, you know what? You're getting older, and I'm getting worried about, well, cancer and other things because, well, stuff like this, well, this is grease, causes cancer. Causes cancer. So, yeah, she got a packer, a bearing packer for me. Something I've always just did pack the bearings the old-fashioned way, where you just put a glob of grease in the middle of your palm of your hand. And just here, I'll do. I got it. Don't have the open bearing, but I have something I can a closed bearing. I can kind of pretend. Here's the closed bearing. Just take the bearing and act like this, like to force the grease up inside the bearing. Yeah, I used to do it many, 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 many times. Actually, I can remember for hours. Whenever I got the goat, we stopped in over Suburban Riders. It was Navy Tom's 8 and I stopped in, and we were redoing the bearings in Suburban Riders trailer. And I gave the hard job, Navy Tom's 8, to seat the races in to the hubs while I sat down and packed the bearings. Because I could sit there for hours, not mind one bit. Just sit there and pack the bearings. BS, had a good time. Had a good time, but you know what? I could see how one of these could be pretty cool. Could be pretty cool in the shop. Now I can show you, if you've never seen one of these, I can show you about how they work. This here is just basically a cap, a lid. You got a inside piece, a handle that unscrews off. Whenever you unscrew this, you'll see you got a grease zerk in there. You got little holes down along the middle here. Now this does have threads through here. These threads aren't really used until you go in between for this. Okay? But here I'll kind of show you. Like I said, I don't have an open bearing right now. But you can load the grease in two different ways. One way is to take and just take your hand, take a glob of regular grease, and just fill it in there. Just fill it up, and they say about 2/3 of the way. Put as much as you want in, up to about 2/3 of the way. Put this on, put it down on there. Okay, that'll work. Or you can put this down on, take your grease gun in it, put on the grease zerk, and start just pumping, filling it up. Filling it up until you got about 2/3 high. You can do it either way. But then once you get it in there, use it to fill your bearings. Remember, this is not the proper type of bearing. You want the proper type of bearing, the open bearings. You put the bearing on there with the cone going down. And you start pushing down. Start pushing down. You start pushing this down, get the grease in. And you'll start looking, and the grease will start going down, coming out around the rollers. Whenever you see the grease coming out all the rollers, that's whenever it's done. Now, if the grease is thick or it's cold or anything, you can put this in a vise and actually start pushing this. And this is something I read and actually says on the box. This is not something that was made up from somebody else. This is actually on the box. You can actually put this on the vise, and it's got the places on here to put it on a vise to push it to help to pack the bearings. So I can see how this would be an aid to do this. But once you get it all done, you unscrew it, you pull your bearings out. You can use this to repack your bearings. You just clean out your old grease to repack the bearings or freshly pack it. So you just put it back together. If you understand, it'll work up to like 50 times. Just put the cap back on to store it, and you put it back in your toolbox, or in your cabinet or whatever you keep it. Now myself, I like to use like a high temperature. I actually use like a high temperature. I forget what the name brand is. It's a high temperature synthetic wheel bearing grease. It's for it's for boats dunking in the water. It's for marine use. This stuff here, this is just stuff I had laying around. Because this is not the stuff I'll be using this in, because what I'll be using it for, putting in this, is actually for the goat. I'll be putting in for the head bearings. Because, well, the head bearings I haven't done for a little while. It's about time to take it all apart, inspect them, and also repack them. I do that every few years anyway. So far they've been looking really good. I just repack them, inspect them, repack them, put them back together, retorque them, and they just keep good for me. But yeah, that's the wife picked that up for me, and this one here, if you like the looks of this one here, you can get this at Amazon. I do not have any setup where I have kickback or make any money type on it, or have a particular seller. But yeah, this is Swan Lake one, and this one works pretty good from what it looks like. I haven't used it yet, but once I do use it, I will be coming back and saying what I found out. Good, bad, ugly. Yeah. But this, I ain't going to give you the numbers until then. I won't do that. But yeah. But if you haven't noticed, yeah, I got this is just the rear set I've opened up. Come on. This is the complete rear set for the KLR 650. I've got the front set and market rear. Got the front set for the KLR. I'll be taking her off the road here after this fall, changing the front rear brake bearings, doing head bearings. I'll be doing basically going over whenever I can take her back on the road after next spring. It's going to be beautiful, perfect. It's going to have a new chain set. It's going to be everything. It's going to be superb. Yeah, another one's going to bite the best. But yeah, this is Muslim Mike, hoping you all have a great week. Signing out.